Good evening and welcome to Wolfton's Voice ASMR. Tonight, as you can see, I am set up in quite a cosy hotel room. I'm spending the night in London now for work, but I have brought with me Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It's the play script, parts 1 and 2, for J.K. Rowling's most recent addition into the Harry Potter world. And so I shall be reading from the start because I have not yet read any of this book. So I'll be starting at the start of the novel, or the script, and working my way through. But first I feel like we should have a look at the blurb on the back. This is the 8th story, 19 years later. It was always difficult being Harry Potter, and it isn't much easier now that he is an overworked employee of the Ministry of Magic, a husband, and father of 3 school-aged children. While Harry grapples with a past that refuses to stay where it belongs, his youngest son, Albus, must struggle with the weight of a family legacy he never wanted. As past and present fuse ominously, both father and son learn the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes darkness comes from unexpected places. This is a play by Jack Thorne and written here by John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, based on the original story by J.K. Rowling. I hope you are sitting back, comfortable and relaxed. If you are not sitting back, hopefully you are lying flat maybe and getting ready for bed. Getting ready for your bedtime story. The book starts with a conversation about reading scripts. However, I'm going to skip past all of this. There are a few pages of it. Conversation between John and Jack, who are the people who wrote this script for us. And now we move straight to Part 1, Act 1. King's Cross, Scene 1. A busy and crowded station, full of people trying to go somewhere. Amongst the hustle and bustle, 2 large cages rattle on top of 2 laden trolleys. They're being pushed by 2 boys, James Potter and Albus Potter. Their mother, Ginny, follows after. A 37-year-old man, Harry, has his daughter Lily on his shoulders. Albus, Dad, he keeps saying it. Harry, James, give it a rest. I only said he might be in Slytherin, and he might, so... Fine. You'll write to me, won't you? Every day, if you want us to, said Jim. No, not every day. James says most people only get letters from home about once a month. I don't want to. We wrote to your brother 3 times a week last year, said Harry. What? James? Albus looks accusingly at James, who grins back. Ginny, yes. You may not want to believe everything he tells you about Hogwarts. He likes a laugh, your brother. James, can we go now, please? Albus looks at his dad and then his mum. All you have to do is walk straight at the wall between platforms 9 and 10. I'm so excited, said Lily. Don't stop and don't be scared, you'll crash into it. That's very important. Best do it at a run if you're nervous. I'm ready, said Albus. Harry and Lily put their hands on Albus's trolley. Ginny joins James's trolley, and together the family run hard into the barrier. Act 1, Scene 2, Platform 9 3/4, which is covered in thick white steam pouring from the Hogwarts Express, and which is also busy. But instead of people in sharp suits going about their day, it's now witches and wizards in robes, mostly trying to work out how to say goodbye to their beloved progeny. Albus, this is it. Lily, wow. Platform 9 3/4. Where are they? Are they here? Maybe they didn't come. Harry points out Ron, Hermione, and their daughter, Rose. Lily runs hard up to them. Uncle Ron, Uncle Ron. Ron turns towards them as Lily goes barreling head-on into him. He picks her up in his arms. If it isn't my favourite Potter. Have you got my trick? Are you aware of the Weasleys' Wizard Wheezes certified no-stealing breath? Mum, Dad's doing that lame thing again, said Rose. You say lame, he says glorious, I say somewhere in between, remarked Hermione. Hang on, said Ron. Let me just munch this air, and now it's just a simple matter of... Excuse me if I smell slightly of garlic. He breathes on her face. Lily giggles. You smell of porridge. Bing, bang, a boing. Young lady, get ready to not be able to smell at all. He lifts her nose off. Where's my nose? Ta-da! His hand is empty. It's a lame trick. Everyone enjoys its lameness. You are silly. Albus says, everyone's staring at us again. Because of me, said Ron. I'm extremely famous. My nose experiments are legendary. Hermione, there's certainly something. Harry, parked all right then? I did. Hermione didn't believe I could pass a Muggle driving test, did you? She thought I'd have to confound the examiner. I thought nothing of the kind. I have complete faith in you. And I have complete faith. He did confound the examiner. Oi, said Ron. Dad. Albus pulls on Harry's robes. Harry looks down. Do you think, what if I'm put in Slytherin? And what would be wrong with that? Slytherin is the house of the snake, of dark magic. It's not a house of brave wizards. Albus Severus, you were named after 2 headmasters of Hogwarts. One of them was a Slytherin, and he was probably the bravest man I ever knew. But just say, if it matters to you, the Sorting Hat will take your feelings into account. Really? It did for me. This is something he's never said before. It resonates around his head a moment. Hogwarts will be the making of you, Albus. I promise you, there is nothing to be frightened of there. Apart from the Thestrals, watch out for the Thestrals. I thought they were invisible, said Albus. Listen to your professors, said Harry. Don't listen to James, and remember to enjoy yourself. Now, if you don't want this train to leave without you, you should leap on. I'm going to chase the train out, said Lily. Lily, come straight back. Rose, remember to send Neville our love. Mom, I can't stand to profess I love. Rose exits for the train, and then Albus turns and hugs Ginny and Harry one last time, before following after her. Okay then, bye. He climbs on board. Hermione, Ginny, Ron and Harry stand watching the train as whistles blow up and down the platform. They're going to be okay, right? Said Ginny. Hogwarts is a big place, said Hermione. Big, wonderful, full of food. I'd give anything to be going back, said Ron. Strange, said Harry, Al being worried he'd be sorted into Slytherin. That's nothing, said Hermione. Rose is worried whether she'll break the Quidditch scoring record in her first or second year, and how early she can take her owls. I have no idea where she gets her ambition from, said Ron. And how would you feel, Harry, if he is? You know, Jim, we always thought there was a chance you could be sorted into Slytherin. What? Honestly, Fred and George ran a book. Can we go? People are looking, you know, said Hermione. People always look when you three are together and apart. People always look at you. The four exit. Ginny stops Harry. Harry, he'll be all right, won't he? Of course he will. Act 1, Scene 3, The Hogwarts Express. Albus and Rose walk along the carriage of the train, one full of dread, the other full of excitement. The trolley witch approaches from the opposite direction, pushing her trolley. Trolley witch? Anything from the trolley, dears? Pumpkin pasty, chocolate frog, cauldron cake. Rose, spotting Albus's loving look at the chocolate frogs. Al, we need to concentrate. Concentrate on what? On who we choose to be friends with. My mum and dad met your dad on their first Hogwarts Express, you know. So we need to choose now who to be friends with for life. That's quite scary. On the contrary, it's exciting. I'm a Granger Weasley, you're a Potter. Everyone will want to be friends with us. We've got the pick of anyone we want. So, how do we decide which compartment to go in? We rate them all and then we make a decision. Albus opens a compartment door to look in on a lonely blonde kid, Scorpius, in an otherwise empty compartment. Albus smiles. Scorpius smiles back. Hi, is this compartment? It's free. It's just me. Great, so we might just come in for a bit, if that's okay. That's okay. Hi. Albus, my name is Albus. Hi, Scorpius. I'm Scorpius. You're Albus, I'm Scorpius, and you must be... Rose's face is growing colder by the minute. Rose. Hi, Rose. Would you like some of my fizzing wispies? I've just had breakfast, thanks. I've also got some Choco Choc, pepper imps, and some jelly slugs. Mum's idea, she says. Sweets, they always help you make friends. He realises that singing was a mistake when he said that last sentence. Stupid idea, probably. I'll have some. Mum doesn't let me have sweets. Which one would you start with? Rose hits Albus, out of sight of Scorpius. Scorpius? Easy. I've always regarded the pepper imp as the king of the confectionery bag. They're peppermint sweets that make you smoke at the ears. Brilliant. Then that's what... Rose, will you please stop hitting me? I'm not hitting you. You are hitting me, and it hurts. Scorpius's face falls. She's hitting you because of me. What? Listen, I know who you are, so it's probably only fair you know who I am. What do you mean you know who I am? You're Albus Potter. She's Rose Granger Weasley, and I am Scorpius Malfoy. My parents are Astoria and Draco Malfoy. Our parents, they didn't get on. That's putting it mildly, said Rose. Your mum and dad are Death Eaters. Dad was, but Mum wasn't. Rose looks away, and Scorpius knows why she does. I know what the rumour is, and it's a lie. Albus looks from an uncomfortable Rose to a desperate Scorpius. What is the rumour? The rumour is that my parents couldn't have children, that my father and my grandfather were so desperate for a powerful heir to prevent the end of the Malfoy line that they used a time turner to send my mother back. They sent her back where? The rumour is that he's Voldemort's son, Albus. A horrible, uncomfortable silence. It's probably rubbish. I mean, look, you've got a nose. The tension is slightly broken. Scorpius laughs, pathetically grateful. And it's just like my father's. I got his nose, his hair, and his name. Not that that's a great thing either. I mean, father-son issues. I have them. But on the whole, I'd rather be a Malfoy than, the son of the Dark Lord. Scorpius and Albus look at each other, and something passes between them. Yes, well, we probably should sit somewhere else. Come on, Albus. Albus is thinking deeply. No. I'm okay. You go on. Albus, I won't wait, and I wouldn't expect you to, but I'm staying here. Rose looks at him a second, and then leaves the compartment. Fine. Scorpius and Albus are left, looking at each other, unsure. Thank you, says Scorpius. No, I didn't stay for you. I stayed for your sweets. She's quite fierce, yes. Sorry. No, I like it. Do you prefer Albus or Al? Scorpius grins and pops 2 sweets into his mouth. Albus. Thank you for staying for my sweets, Albus, said Scorpius, with smoke coming out of his ears. Albus. Wow. I think maybe we leave this before we go to Act 1, Scene 4, which is a transition scene. But that is the beginning of the 8th story in the Harry Potter world. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I am very much looking forward to reading the rest of it, and I hope in the very near future I might be able to go and see it, as it is currently on the West End in London. So, with a bit of luck, I will go and watch the play after I have read the book. I hope that you are relaxed, that if you haven't drifted off already, you are feeling very, very relaxed and ready to have a snooze. So, sit back, lie back, close your eyes, and drift off. And thank you for listening to Wolfton's Voice ASMR. Good night.